We're on. Okay, I got the link. Okay, everyone, we're just about to get started. Sorry, we had a few issues, but we're going to be starting in 1 minute. Okay, everyone, we're just about to get started. Sorry, we had a few. Okay, it looks like everyone's starting to pop on to the live stream, which is really great. Sorry about the confusion. Can you just say hello in the chat when you are there? Yay, thank you. Okay, we'll just wait a couple more minutes just to make sure everyone can jump on here. It will probably take, Dawn Van Ness just asked how long will it take. It will probably take about 30 minutes to go through this demo, so hopefully that is a good amount of time for you. Okay, we're going to get started now. I think that pretty much everyone has moved over, but hopefully other people will see that there is a link to the live stream. Thanks so much for being here today. My name is Joey. Hopefully everyone can see me okay. Can you just write in the chat that you can see us? Okay, good. Okay, my name's Joey, and I started Four Cats 17 years ago for my son, Jet. A lot of you probably go to Four Cats, and I hope you like it as much as he did. This is my assistant today, named Renee, and her Four Cats name is Nene. Maybe you go to Four Cats too. Maybe you go to Four Cats and your teacher is Mona Lisa in Burlington, or Charcoal Nicole in Baby Point, or Starry Michelle in Kitsilano, Marielle, sorry, or Amazing Amy in Inglewood. Wherever you're from, welcome, and I'm glad to know that you are a part of Four Cats as well. Okay, so today we are going to be drawing this painting here. And this painting is by Matisse. Some of you might have already learned a little bit about Matisse. This is a really great painting, but it does take quite a bit of practice, just so you know. So for today, you're going to need to at least have a pencil and a pen, a pencil and a piece of paper. And with your pencil, you can have a regular old pencil is fine, so any pencil, but you'll notice that pencils have little numbers and letters on there, so this is a 3B. If you have a pencil that you could find that's a B or an H pencil, that would be really good. But if you can't, no big deal, just use what you have. Just don't push too hard, otherwise it can make erasing difficult if you have like an 8B or something that high. If you have an eraser, that would be great too, because you might make a mistake, and you likely will because this is the first time we're doing it. So if you have an eraser, that's great. If you have a sharpener, that's good too, because if your pencil breaks, you'll be able to sharpen it. Now, if you want to add color to your picture after, you can use coloring pencils, or you could use markers, or you could use a watercolor palette. So this is my watercolor palette, and that's, like I said, just if you want to add color. For today's video, what I recommend is that you just do the drawing, and then if it turns out amazing, go ahead and color it. But you could try this drawing 20 times before you actually commit to coloring it. Because things take practice, just like this is our first live stream, and it took practice, and we did practice, but we still couldn't get on in time, so I'm sorry about that. Okay, so let's get started. So our first thing that we have to say is that you're going to need patience for this. You need to go slow, breathe and relax. It is a little bit of, it's not complicated painting, but it takes practice. So just take your time, breathe and relax, do your best and have fun. If you can't keep up, don't worry, you can watch the video later. It's fine. Okay. So what can you do if you really want to get good at something? We already answered this, practice. And that's what we're doing now. We're practicing live streaming and we're practicing drawing. And we're going to meet an artist who worked really hard and practiced a lot to become a color master. A color master means someone who's really good at color, and that's Matisse. So he was a color master, which means that he was really good at putting two colors together and super making things pop. These are some paintings by Matisse. They're beautiful paintings. I especially love the goldfish painting that we're doing today. But the first picture there, you might have seen those around before. A lot of people use those sort of shapes now. And like I said, you can see all these crazy colors in the painting that looks really, really good. He loved to experiment with art, so even sometimes he did more realistic pictures with color, and then later on he did more abstract pictures with color. But no matter what kind of things he did, he really wanted to bring color to his paintings. He not only painted, which he did for 12 hours a day for nearly 60 years, so can you imagine painting for 12 hours a day? He also played the violin for 2 hours a day. So he was a pretty busy guy. He must have had really strong muscles. You can see in the picture his strong muscles there from painting and playing the violin. Okay, so we're gonna go to Renee now, and she's gonna get started. So this is a canvas, but like I said, today we're starting with the drawing, and so we're gonna show you how to do the drawing. So while Renee's doing the drawing part, I'm going to be looking at the chat to see if you have any questions, okay? So Renee, take it away.
Okay, great. Hey everybody. So you should have a pencil ready, but because pencil's really light and it's hard to see on the screen, I'm going to be using a marker just so you can see where I'm drawing. But you can try drawing with a marker too. It doesn't erase, so it's up to you. Okay, so here's my beautiful paper. So pretty. Okay, and we're gonna start by drawing the goldfish bowl or tank. Okay, back in Matisse's time, they didn't really have fish tank filters or anything like that. It's just like a glass bowl. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna draw the top of the bowl, which is an oval. So if you know what a circle is like really round, but an oval is a circle that somebody sat on. So it's just like a squished circle. So kind of close to the top of your paper, like not all the way at the top, not in the middle, somewhere in between that, we're going to draw an oval. Okay? So here I go. Oval, 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 oval. Done. Okay? So my oval's not perfect, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. We're just practicing. And the next thing we're going to do is the sides. So the sides are going to be straight lines that go all the way from the very side of your oval. Okay? So put your pencil right on the tip of your oval, and then you're going to draw a line and stop right around there, like in the middle. Okay? Stop. So we don't want it to go all the way to the bottom because there's lots of cool stuff we're going to put down here too. Okay? And then the next line's going to go all the way on the other side of the oval and stop right about the same part. Okay? So it kind of looks like a table or a stool right now.
So now we're going to put something on the very bottom right here, and it's not going to be a straight line like you might think. It's going to be a smile at the bottom of the bowl so we can tell that there's a curve to it. So Renee, you want to put a smile there?
So I'm going to put a smile from this end all the way over here. Smile. Boop. And it stops just like that. Ta-da!
Great. Okay, so we have our fish, well, we can call it a fish tank, a fish bowl, fish container. So now what we're going to do is we'll go back to looking at our picture, and you'll see there's our fish bowl. We've done that part. Now the fish bowl needs to sit on something, otherwise the fish bowl would land on the ground. So let's make our table. And so let's go back to Renee, and she's going to show us how to make the table for the bowl to sit on. Okay, so we're going to go all around here. We're going to watch Renee do the top of the table.
Okay, so this table is a circle. So a circle is a circle that has not been sat on yet. Okay. So we're going to put your pencil right on the edge, like in the middle of your fish bowl. And we're going to go around, big, big circle, big, 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 big. Nice big, come around here and stop at the other side. And now you have a top hat.
Okay, yeah, it looks a lot like a hat. So you've learned how to do a fishbowl on a table, but now you've also learned how to draw a hat, which is pretty cool. So now that we've got our this part of our painting, we're going to need to put legs on our table. So Henri Matisse put quite ornate legs on the table, and they're little legs, so let's go ahead and put those on ours now. So we'll put them right here.
And I will speak up. I saw somebody wrote that. Okay, so we're going to do two legs. Okay, so we're going to do 2 lines starting from the bottom of the table. So put your pencil right at the bottom and do a line all the way to the bottom of the page. Okay, and then we'll do another one over here. So start at the table, go all the way down like that. Now these are very skinny legs, and they would probably break if we left them this skinny. So we're going to make them a little bit thicker by putting another line right beside it. So just come in right beside one of your table legs. And go down like that. And I'll do that again over here. So start right close to it. There we go. Okay. Now Matisse's table was a little bit fancy. It has kind of like a support circle in the middle here. Oval. Okay, so we're going to do another oval right here. So my oval, I want it to touch both legs or it'll just fall off. So we'll start this one, come around, touch the other leg, come around, touch the other leg, and then I'm going to do a little skinny one in the middle. Like that. So we've got an oval here, and an oval here, and an oval in the middle.
And an oval there. Matisse really liked the pattern of an oval for this painting. Okay, so maybe you're catching up on that. So you're doing your goldfish bowl, your table, and your table legs. Now we're going to talk about Matisse's paintings and how he was a color master. Remember, we said that, well, I'm not sure if I said it yet, but Matisse's paintings, people were really shocked by the color in the paintings. Now we think that paintings that look colorful look great and we're sort of used to seeing things. But a long time ago in Paris, France, where he lived, there was a place called the Salon. Just kidding, not that kind of salon. The kind of salon was a huge gallery in Paris. Look how tall these ceilings are. They're amazing. And in the salon, every artist wanted to get their painting in there because it meant that someone would buy your painting, likely if it was in the salon. So there was three things that could happen when you submitted your painting to someone to judge it and decide if they would put it in the salon. So the first thing that could happen is they could look at your painting and say, yeah, we kind of like it. And they would put it at the very top of the ceiling, and it was called skied. If your painting was skied, it wasn't really, there was a good chance it wouldn't be seen. How they decide what was going to happen to your painting was that there was 4 rules that your painting had to be. So the first rule was it had to be really big. Matisse's paintings were really not that big, and so he kind of didn't do that. So there was a good chance he wasn't getting in the salon on that one. Number 2, it had to be someone important, like the queen or a king or princesses or prince or duke or duchess or whoever. It had to be someone really important. And Matisse really didn't paint important people. Important to him because he would paint his wife and his kids and his postman and people around him, but not like fancy royal people. So he wasn't getting in the salon because he didn't paint fancy people. It had to be really dark. Okay, Matisse definitely didn't do dark paintings, so the salon really didn't like his paintings. And it had to look really real. Matisse's paintings definitely did not look real. So his painting wasn't skied. They didn't buy it and then make it sky. They didn't like take it in and let him try to sell it and put it skied. He got something else. This is what happened to his painting when he submitted it. Say this was his painting and he was like, "Oh, do you like my painting? I did such a good job." Well, this is what they would do. They would take his painting and they would put a big R on the back of the painting, and that means rejected. Nobody ever took his painting because they weren't dark, they weren't of important people, they weren't big, and they weren't what was the other thing? Realistic. Yes, thank you. And so Matisse did not have a chance of getting his paintings in the salon. And like I said, that's where he would make money and sell it. So rejected is what it looks like. If you, by the way, if you did get a good spot in the salon, which means at eye level, so when people walked in, they would be able to see it, like see the people on the ground there, you can kind of see them. If you got it right where the people were, that was called on the line, and that's where you wanted to be. You didn't want to be skied, you definitely didn't want to be rejected, but you wanted to be on the line. So Matisse and his friends, when he did show their paintings, everyone said, "You paint like a wild beast of color. Your paintings are horrible. That's really not a good painting. Why would he paint her face like that? That's so weird. She looks like an alien." And someone even said, "Stand back. He's a wild beast of color. He'll turn your skin green." But Matisse is over here and he's saying, could use a little bit more color. And Matisse and his friends, who also painted with a lot of color, they said, "I love being called a wild beast of color. That's super cool. Yeah, let's call ourselves wild beasts of color." And in French, that's called a fauve. And so they called themselves the fauve artists because people say he painted like a wild beast of color. He did not try to make his paintings look super realistic. He was more interested in using color to make things pop. And in this goldfish painting we're doing, you'll see that he was really good at making things pop. So the reason why these orange goldfish, otherwise known as vermilion, so this kind of orange is called vermilion, just like sometimes blue is turquoise, this is vermilion orange. Matisse put it next to a blue. And so on the color wheel, across from orange is blue. And so when you use complementary colors like that, they pop, or opposite colors, they pop. And not only did he do that, he had an extra secret trick, which is he put black in the background, which automatically makes pictures pop as well. Okay, so hopefully you're caught up. Now it's time to add our fish. Here's Renee.
I'm back. Okay, so hopefully now you have your fish bowl, table legs. We're missing something really important. Our fish, right? This is a goldfish painting, so we're gonna put goldfish in the bowl. But before we put goldfish in the bowl, there's something goldfish need. Can you guess? Water. So we're gonna put water. So all we have to do to put water in our fishbowl is to draw the top of the water. And the top of the water is a shape. Can you guess what shape? Oval. That's right. So we've got oval, 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 oval. I'm gonna put another oval up here so it's kissing the top of the top edge here, the bottom top edge. So I'm gonna put in an oval right here. I'm gonna start at the side of my fishbowl and I come up to the top, kiss the top, touch the other side, and do another oval like that. So now we have water in our fishbowl. And let's put in some fish. So in Matisse, you had 4 fish. You could put 1 fish, 2 fish, 3 fish, 17 fish, up to you, just as long as they have enough room to swim around. Okay, so I'll show you 2 ways to do fish. Way number 1 is really, really simple. Anybody can do it. It's one of my favorite doodles. You need a smile and a frown. So I'm gonna start with a frown. I'll put a frown right here. And then we're gonna put a smile underneath it. So you're gonna touch the edge of your frown, do a smile, and cross it at the end. So now you've got a cute little fish. And to finish it off, you can just put a line like that. So you can fill your fish tank with fish like that, or I'll show you one more. So another way to draw the fish is it's kind of like a blob, like a balloon kind of. So I'm gonna start with the tail, and then I'm gonna kind of loop up and do kind of like a balloony shape here, or a light bulb, come back, and then I'll put just a little 2 bumps on the end for my fish tail, and then I'll give him a little fin here, and maybe I'll give him an eye too. Maybe he needs an eye too. Boop, boop. There we go. Now fish can swim this way or this way, up, down, side to side. So I think I'll do another fish, maybe swimming that way. Here we go. And maybe I'll do 2 eyes and maybe a mouth like that. Let's give him some fins. Sometimes you can have a fish swimming behind another fish. So an easy way to do that is to draw the tail on one side of a fish and the head on the other side. So I'll draw another fish coming down this way. So I'll put the tail up here. It's kind of funny. And then I'll do a big body like that. And you can give them mouths or maybe a little smile. And little fins like that. Okay, so you can start filling up your fish tank with fishes.
Okay, thanks Renee. Now we can see that we've done our little fishes in there. And don't worry if you're falling behind a little bit. We will take another break and I'll tell you more about Matisse. But before we go talking more about Matisse, Renee's going to show you how to make these little vases that are sitting on the table with the plants in there.
Hey!
She's back.
Okay, so Matisse had 2 plants on his table. You'll have plants and fish. So we'll do 2 pots, or you can do as many as you want. It's your drawing. So on this side, I'll do a really simple one. So the top of the pot is an oval. He loved his ovals. So here I'll go a little oval here. And then for the pot, I'm just gonna do like a big U. like kind of like a bowl. So I'll just kind of do a big bowl like this underneath. So that's one pot. And I'll do another pot over here. The top is the same, so nice oval. And then you could do the same one as we did over here, or if you want to be a bit fancy, you can draw a line that kind of curves in and then goes down. Okay, so I'll do that on the other side, curve in and go down. And I'll do a little bottom like that. Cute. And then we got to put plants in our plant pots. Okay, ready? So draw your pots wherever you would like them. And we're just going to do like big leaves, which are pretty easy. So the plants are in the pot. They're not over here, they're in the pot. So start with your pencil in the pot. Do like a big boom, slide down, and then just connect those two ends. So there's one leaf. Maybe I'll do another leaf on the other side. Ooh. And then connect those. And then you can have one sticking up, or you can have another one going this way. So I'll do another one sticking up. So I'll go up this way, stop, and come down like that. Pretty easy, pretty nice actually. And then you can do some more in this one too. So I'll do this one a little bit faster. I'll do it the same. You can do shorter leaves, longer leaves, skinny leaves, up to you. In Matisse, he also had a leaf that was like bent over like this. So go up, can you see? Up and bend. So kind of like a 7. And then I'll do another little 7 on the inside. Something like that.
Great, that looks really good. Is everyone keeping up okay? Do you want to just say in the chat if you need us to slow down or if you're doing okay? Okay, well, while you're drawing your vases and your leaves, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about Henri Matisse. Matisse was from France. Has anyone been to France before? It's a beautiful, beautiful country. And in France, the way you say hello is bonjour. France is famous for, does anyone know what this is? Has anyone been here before? This is called the Louvre. And in the Louvre, you can see a lot of Matisse paintings, Matisse sculptures, Matisse stained glass, a lot of things that we're going to talk about later. And you can also see the Mona Lisa, if anyone studied Leonardo da Vinci before. You can see Renoirs, you can see lots and lots of Monets and Van Goghs and lots of different artists. It's a huge, huge castle of an art gallery. That's absolutely beautiful to go to, and lots of people go to Paris just to go to the Louvre. It's also famous for food, especially cheese, and look at these yummy grapes. They look really good, and also look at those beautiful roses. Now in France, you can go skiing or you can go hiking in the Alps, which is kind of like our Rocky Mountains. They're very, very big mountains that you can spend time in. Or if you prefer somewhere a little warmer, you could go to the south of France in the summertime and see the beautiful south of France. It's very, very nice. This is really interesting. They have a train that goes through something called the Eurotunnel. So the Eurotunnel connects France and England, and you can see their little picture of the tunnel there. It goes under the water the whole way between France and England. That's really interesting. Okay, does everyone feel like we can get back to our drawing now? In our Matisse painting, do you see the little thing on the side, on the left-hand side there? It's like, some kids tell me it looks like a banister, like when you're going up the stairs that you hold on to. And some kids tell me that it looks like a chair. I like to think it's a chair because it would be really nice to sit in that chair and watch your goldfish and see all your nice plants. So let's call it a chair for today. Renee's going to walk us through how to paint the chair on the side, and hopefully everyone's ready for that. If we're going too fast, if you can just write in the chat, then we will know. Okay, let's get started on our chair.
Hey! Okay, so we've got our fishbowl with oval and our fish. Got our oval table and the oval underneath the table. And now we're going to do our chair or banister, whatever you want it to be. And it's kind of like a roller coaster if you've ever seen a roller coaster before. So I'm going to start at, I'm going to put my pencil on the middle of the side of the drawing. And then I'm going to kind of draw a slide that goes kind of curvy all the way down to the bottom, like over here. Okay? So I'll start here and I'm going to go wee all the way down. And it doesn't have to be a perfect shape. This can be kind of whatever shape you want. But just like we did with the legs here, we're going to make it thick all the way down. So I'm going to do another line that's sort of the same. It doesn't have to be the exact same. And make it go all the way down there. Okay, so that's like the outside line of our chair or banister, whatever it is. And then we're going to fill the inside with ovals. Hooray! So these are going to be like really skinny ovals that start from the side of the paper and touch the top of this line here. Okay, now there's two ways you can do this. I'll show you the first way is the simple way. So I'm going to just do like really skinny hills. And the hills are going to kiss the top of this line. So I'll start from the bottom of the page and I'll go up the hill. When I touch that, then I come all the way down. Okay? And then I'll do another skinny hill right beside it. Up, and all the way down. And then I'll keep doing that all the way down. And then when you get to the side, you can just start on the side of the paper instead of the bottom. So I'm going to start from the side of the paper, go all the way to the top, and come down. And I'll do that again a couple more times. Now yours can be thicker or thinner, it's up to you. And Matisse really liked wavy shapes, so it doesn't have to be straight or perfect at all. Okay, so that's the simple way to do it. You can leave it like that, or if you want to level up, you can do little skinny hills on the inside of your hills, even skinnier. So whoop. There we go. It's funny to draw so close to my face. Here we go. Skinny hills. The inside, 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 kind of like that.
That's looking good. Okay, so it looks like from the chat everyone is someone did say if we could slow down a bit. Okay, so we'll slow down a little bit, and if you guys want to catch up with that, then that would be great. Oh, do you want to we can put the painting a little bit closer for everyone to look at.
Oh, can't see. There we go. So this is
it's not rude to say to slow down. We're happy to slow down for you.
Okay. Great. Do I go to the next step?
Let's just make sure everyone's caught up. I can slow. Okay, so what we've learned so far is that color plus fish equals Matisse's favorite subject. Now for you, everyone who goes to 4Cats, you might know someone in the studio who's colorful and a fish, and that's our fish named Lucky. Do you know that there's a lucky fish in every 4Cat studio? And that's because these fish are so lucky they get to go to art every day. And I really have to say that they are so loved in the studio. Does everyone know who Lucky is? Okay, we're going to get started on the next step now.
Oh, I'm live. Okay, so there's not too much left. We're gonna do some patterns and plants in the background because Matisse loved pattern. As you can see, lots of pattern and plants. So I'm gonna do some of the larger plants that are kind of in this rainbow area here. And for those plants, I'm really excited because they are like heart-shaped leaves. Okay, so I'm going to do a big heart right here, which kind of sounds funny, but you'll see. So to draw a heart, put your pencil on the paper, and then do a big swoosh or rainbow like that. There we go. My marker's drawing out. 1 sec. I'm back. Okay, so it's kind of like a rainbow, but one side's longer than the other. And then I'm going to do the other side, which is the exact same thing on the other way. So kind of like this. I'm going to kiss the end there. Okay? And it doesn't have to be a perfect circle because it's, heart, because it's not actually a heart, it's a leaf. Okay? And then I'm going to do another one here. Another heart here. And if you want to leave it at that, that's good. But I'm going to do another heart that is hiding behind the table. So to do that, I'm going to start my heart, and when I get the table, I just stop. And I'll do the other side again. So here's my heart, coming around to the table, and stop. Ta-da! And now to turn these hearts into leaves. We're magicians now. Okay, so we're going to draw the veins. So start at the this part of the heart and draw a line all the way to the point. Okay, and I'll do that over here too. So on all your hearts, start at the middle part, draw a line all the way to the point. And if you have a secret hidden heart over here behind the table, start drawing your line, but stop when you get to the table. Okay, something like that. And then to make it even more like a leaf, you're going to draw little lines coming out the side. Okay, so boop, 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 doop, doop, doop. So now they really look like leaves.
Nice. Now we're going to put, so let's go back to our picture first. Okay, so we added those heart-shaped leaves. We've added the chair or the banister, the table, the goldfish, the vases on the table, and we have these little, some kids say they look like lollipops. Probably it's the wallpaper behind the goldfish bowl. So we're going to add these little lollipop shapes above our heart leaves. Okay, so that's what we're going to do next.
Okay. Ready? So the lollipops or dandelions or whatever they are, they're just kind of in this top corner here. They're very easy to draw. So you're just going to draw a little, I'm going to do one at the very corner, okay? So I'm going to draw a little circle. And then from the bottom of the circle, just a line. Done. Then I'll draw another one. Circle, line, circle, and a line. So you can draw a few of these, as many as you like in this corner. If you want to go a little bit extra, you can put in a little circle a little mini baby circle inside the big circle too. Okay, so I'm just gonna do, oh, maybe I'll do one more. There we go.
That looks really good. So we've got our lollipops. We've got, well, our wallpaper in the background that looks like lollipops. Now the last thing we're going to be doing are the flowers in the two remaining corners. So the two right-hand corners at the top and the bottom, we're going to put some, looks almost like lily pads in the bottom and some flowers in the top corner. So let's get those last flowers in there.
Okay, ready? Okay, so there's a couple little more flowers to do. I'm going to start with these ones because these ones are kind of sneaky flowers at the bottom and they're pretty easy to draw. So these flowers are just like clouds basically. So I'm just going to do clouds like this. There's one. Maybe I'll do a couple more. Different sizes. And then they do have lots of like circular leaves around them. So I'll just draw just a whole bunch of little circles, as many as you want around here. And I'm not sure if he had a little pond inside his house, or maybe this is just like a little pot of flowers. It's hard to tell. So there's that one. Pretty simple. You can do whatever flowers you want over here. We're just filling in all the space with flowers and plants. I did miss one plant up here. These are kind of like banana or palm leaves, like they go straight up. So I'm going to do 3 of them up here. Okay, so these ones are just like really long leaves, really similar to these ones. So I'll start from the top of the leaf and do a curved line like this. And then I'll start at the top and then do a curved line like that. Okay, I'll do another one over here. Boop. And then maybe another one over here. And you can do as many as you want, 3, 4, 5, 17, up to you. But what you should also remember to do is just to give them some stems. So it kind of looks like they're going in this fishbowl, but they're actually behind the fishbowl. There we go. And then should I finish it off, Joey?
Yep, go for it.
Okay. Okay, the last corner. Dun 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 is up here. So the last corner is a different kind of flower. I think they are roses. I'm not sure. You can't really tell from his painting. But this is kind of a funny one. So if you find that this flower is a little bit tough, you can draw your own flowers like daisy. So I'll do one daisy like this, which is fine. The flower I'm going to draw is, you draw a big rainbow, and then you draw little bumpy lines underneath. You know what it looks like? It looks like a ghost from Pac-Man. Just like that, if you know what that is. Okay, so I'll do another one. You can even do one that's kind of going to the side, so draw it kind of like a D, but it has a bumpy back. And you could just fill in as many of these as you want. And they'll need some stems as well. And just like down here, you can also fill in just some circles or leaf shapes all over the place. So just filling in this whole corner with flowers and leaves and beautiful living things. And that's the basic drawing. Da-da-da.
Yay! Okay, before we go, we're just going to talk a little bit about if you want to add color to it or if you want to paint it. Remember, the painting is here. An adult could find this for you, or you could find it yourself. You just have to enter Matisse goldfish in Google and you would see the image if you want to have a reference image. I'm just going to show you. When we're talking about this image where we all know the color wheel. Well, you likely know the color wheel. We'll notice that Matisse used a lot of colors that were complementary on the color wheel. And so, for example, the wallpaper on the back, he uses pink and he uses light green, which are opposite sides of the color wheel. He uses blue for the water, and if you travel across the color wheel, what's the opposite? Orange. The table, he paints purple, and what's the opposite? Yellow. So in his goldfish painting, that's what he's doing. That's how this whole painting is popping, is because it's full of opposite colors and contrast colors. And so the contrast colors would be like the white in the chair or the banister, or the black in the background. That's a good color to make things pop. So if you're using markers, you can go ahead and do that. If you're using watercolor, you can mix your colors. You could either use orange, just the orange that's in there, but you might want a light orange or a darker orange, or you might want to mix your own orange with red and yellow. The top of your palette likely is the top of your watercolor. I'm going to show you what this looks like. The top of your watercolor palette is likely, well, the top of your watercolor set is likely a palette on the top, so you can mix colors in the palette, which is a really good thing to do. So I'm just going to remind you that in nature, things aren't all one color. So even though he painted leaves that were green, you'll notice there's dark green, there's light green in there. There's even a little bit of very light, almost lime green or yellow in there. The goldfish, there's some dark orange, light orange, and yellow. So there's lots of different colors going on. So in nature, things aren't all one color. So you don't have to color the whole fish orange. You might want to use other colors as well. To start with, we recommend you color or paint your water. And then once you've done your water, you can add some highlight colors. You can start your fish in there. So you've got your fish, and like I said, you might want to add some lighter, and then go to the pink and the purple. The reason why the pink and the purple are separate like that is that you want to give the paint enough time to dry before you put the green on top of the pink in that top corner. So go to the table to get that done while you're waiting for that pink to dry. And then once it's dry, you can start adding your green, and you might add some lighter greens in there. And then you've got your light green in the background there with the pink flowers, nice sort of opposite. You can see it's really starting to come together, isn't it? And then you've got your little corner there, and for your green, you might use light green, dark green, green oxide, viridian, whatever green that you can mix up. You should put them all in there. It'll look really nice to have lots of green. And then our chair starts coming in there, which is pretty nice. And then lastly, we start working on the details and the contrast black. We've got our table legs. Great. And then we just did an outline around the goldfish bowl with black to make it pop a little bit more. Looks really good. You can see the fish's face are missing. Yep, there they are. We added our eyes and our eyeball. If you like, you could always give your fish a little smile. That would look cute. And there's your painting. And that's your Matisse fish painting. So like I said, I would recommend that you draw your painting, maybe practice drawing your painting a little bit. If you are painting, you should always remember, if you use your water, wipe your brush. Otherwise, your water might run into other colors. Okay, well, thank you everyone for being with us today. It was really fun teaching everyone. And I hope you had fun. If you want to show us your Matisse painting after you're done, can you email hello@4cats.com? If you email us your drawing or your painting, we're going to send you back a Matisse video to watch, which I'm sure you're going to love. Okay, so that's hello@4cats.com. Send us a picture of your art, so either your drawing, your painting, markers, colored pencils, whatever you have, and then we'll send you back a video about Matisse to watch. Oh, Renee finished hers with watercolor today. It looks really good. Okay, thank you everyone. Bye. We'll see you again.